Alright, today we're going to learn how to upload photos from our camera. What you're going to need to do is either plug your USB card into the card reader in the computer, or you need to plug your computer USB cord into the camera. So what happens is you're going to get this dialog box that pops up, and you want to upload your photographs using Adobe CS3. You're going to select this option, you're going to hit OK, and Adobe Bridge is going to pop up with this this upload window. If you plug in your camera or plug in your card and you don't have this option, you can actually go into Adobe Bridge, which mine's already open, and you go to File and go to Get Photos from Camera, and the same dialog box will open for you. All you need to do is make sure that you select the correct device, which mine is K:. Now I'm going to set the location where I'm going to put these files. I'm going to save these to the art share, and I'm going to save it to the student folder, Czisny. I'm going to create a new folder, and I always create my photos with today's date, which is September 25th, 2008, and these are just example photos. And you see above here I've created different example photos before. And we'll hit OK. Alright, so I have this photo selected. I don't want to create any subfolders. You can choose to create some, but I don't usually do that. And I usually rename my photographs with the shot date plus a custom name. And these are just examples. And I always start my numbering at 1. My images were shot in the RAW format for Canon cameras, which is, the extension is CR2, but I want to change that extension to DNG and keep it in RAW format. And I want to make sure this option right here is with the DNG selected. Then I'm going to hit Get Photos. What's going to happen is I'm going to copy each photo from my card reader to the art server, and it's going to convert the image to a DNG for me. These are smaller than the CR2s, and they're actually a little bit better because when you use the CR2s and you edit those photos, you get additional along with the original CR2, which I just don't like. So we're just going to use DNGs. And it's just going to take a few minutes for my photos to upload. I'm using a slow card reader for this on this computer. But if you got a USB device, it'll work a little bit faster. Once you've uploaded your photographs, you can navigate to Adobe Bridge and navigate to where you put your photographs. And I put mine on the art share, put them under the student folder, and I have a student folder of my own. And here's today's date with example photos. All right. And these are my 4 example photos that I've plopped into Adobe Bridge. Now, these are in the DNG file format, which means they're in RAW format, and I can open these up in Bridge by just going to File, Open in Camera RAW, or for a shortcut, you select all the images and hit Control-R, and your photographs will open. You can edit these photos any way you like, and because they're in RAW format, you really can't damage the photograph at all. Cool things that I like to do in RAW format is when you hold down the Alt key and click on the exposure, you can see the clipping of the image, and the clipping is where you lose detail. And this image really has very little areas where I lose detail, only in the whites, and that's not a big deal. And I also usually do the blacks and see where I lose detail in the blacks. If your image looks kind of like this, it means you're losing a lot of detail. When you don't have or see much yellows or oranges, it means you're not losing a lot of detail. This looks pretty good right here. And you can adjust the temperature, get rid of some of the yellow if you didn't use the right white balance on your camera. Change the exposure a little bit. The fill light's nice. It changes the background values a lot if you have people in an image. Like this microphone, I should fill light, and the background real bright, and you can see back here it gets brighter than right here. So an exposure will change the overall exposure of the whole image. Blacks will increase or decrease the amount, the intensity of the blacks. Contrast adds or takes away contrast in the image. You can play with your different options, and you can see a histogram up here of what you're doing. When you're done, just hit done, and if things look good. There's a couple other things you guys can do in Camera Raw. I'm going to open all these up. If they're in DNG format and you want to save them to JPEGs or whatever, you can select all the images by hitting Control A, then hit Save Images, and you can save them in the same location. You can give them a different name, you can give them the same name, and you can save them in TIFFs or PSDs, which is Photoshop, or JPEGs. Quite often people save their images in JPEGs. And you can choose the quality, 1 through 10. A low quality is going to have a higher compression, but it's going to be an uglier looking image. And you have a maximum size image, a good quality image. It's a little bit larger. I tend just to do maximum images in general. And you hit save. Down here it tells you images that need to be saved. And saving 1, 3 left, 2, 1, and 0. All my images were saved as JPEGs. If I hit done, in this folder, all my JPEGs popped up. So these images are a little bit smaller. In Bridge, you can also change the way you view images. Right now I have mine as little tiny icons. I can make my icons bigger, or even bitty tiny. But I tend to leave them right around this size so I can actually see what's going on. You can also choose to view your images in a film strip, or you can choose to view your images as thumbnails with metadata. So let me take a little bit of time to talk about metadata. For my photographs and for all photographs, you should really append metadata to them. It's really simple to do. To append metadata, you select all your images, Control A, then you can go to File, and then go to File Info. The shortcut for this is Control Shift Alt I. And under File Info, you want to put down as much information as you really can. The author is me. The title, I'm a teacher. Description, example photos. And if you watch or look as you scroll through some of these options, the information you add up higher gets filled into the content lower. And you can fill in as much content as you want. Hit OK. And actually, if I change to the metadata view, you can see that the information over here changed from the last time I viewed it. And actually, if I select all my images again, you can create something called a Metadata Template. Under Tools, you can go to Create Metadata Template. You can fill in as much information as you can and save it as, your last name, or maybe a specific area you have interest in, like freelance photography, or if you work for a company, put down the company's name, then hit, once you fill in the information, you hit save, and it'll create that template for you. I actually already have one created. It's under Tools, and then Append Metadata. Here's my template that I created. And if you create a template, all you gotta do every single time you upload your photos is go to Append Metadata, click on your template, and watch the titles right here. They changed. I appended my name to these images, and if I just select one of them and go to File, File Info, I can view a lot of different information about myself and about these photographs, and about the camera, shutter speed, how I was shooting. I can also view personal information of mine under, description. So, and here's a lot of personal information for me: my home address, my phone number, and email. So, this is, lots of really cool things you guys can do with Adobe Bridge. And that's just a very quick overview of what to do and how to upload photos.